Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Cryptocurrency for Dummies, and I'm your gracious host, Solo. And let's talk about the crypto bloodbath. But first, real quick, let's see what the mainstream media has to say.
Hold on. I mean, listen, I've got a couple things I want to say here. This is not the funeral for Bitcoin whatsoever. So follow me over here to the thing. I'm going to tell you what's going on here. A couple different things. Let's look at the Bitcoin bug that we just retired, and all of a sudden we're declaring that the Bitcoin funeral is here. You know when that Bitcoin bug came on? That was just around the high. So when we start to declare a funeral and things get really horrible, sentiment is approaching the lows. So hopefully we'll use that funeral bug to say, hey, you know what? That was near the lows. Number two, Bob talked about the Japan exchanges ordered to improve business conditions. It's actually a good thing. Short run, it's going to be a little tough because they're stopping new accounts from coming in, but actually they're cleaning up the system. They're making sure it's more robust, making sure it's better for people. And then finally, there was news today that Mt. Gox is going into rehabilitation, and they're going to distribute the rest of the $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. But here's what's great about that. They're not going to distribute it until at least Q1 of 2019. Everybody thinks all of a sudden there's going to be a wave of selling. Not happening now. So let's go to the chart and see where we are. Now, when I walked over here, look at this. Okay, we've had this big downtrend, 65, 70% peak to down here. That is not unusual for Bitcoin. It's very painful. But look at this, where we are right here, okay? Guess where we were? That was only back in November, okay? You know where we were a year ago? $2,500. So, let's put this in perspective. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't go lower. This is a bear market, and bear markets, we don't know where they end. There's usually some kind of big crescendo to that. But this is by no means the funeral for Bitcoin.
So, BK, when you look at that middle circle, the middle level that you just plugged in there, that's roughly December, early on December. That's when Bitcoin futures, correct me if I'm wrong, started trading. And then about 17 days later, we see the peak in Bitcoin, and we haven't seen that be resurrected, or we haven't seen that lower trend line be broken. Is it because people can now bet against Bitcoin that you have a real arena for the bears to lie in?
No, I don't think so. There's not enough trading in the Bitcoin futures to really, I mean, it's increasing, but to really put that kind of pressure on them. They're cash settled. There's a little bit difference there. I mean, we had a confluence of a couple different things. Remember, we had tax selling. Remember that we had a couple of these hacks. And then also remember that we've had $10 billion of new money go into ICOs. To me, the ICO market looks like that right now. Looks like December where we put up the Bitcoin bug. Down here is where I want to be, starting to get long these cryptocurrencies and less into the ICOs.
Question for you, BK. Do you think we should bring back the Bitcoin bug?
Yeah, you know what? I do think we should bring it back. I like to be a contrarian, so yeah, let's do it.
There it is. There it is. What?
It was great. You did the hand thing, but you went the wrong way.
I know, because
you gotta look this way,
yeah.
and you gotta look. That was fantastic.
Because I'm looking at the reverse in the TV. Anyway,
it's hard to make your brain work that way. Mine just doesn't work.
All right, so yeah, we're officially in a bear market, but I don't think cryptocurrencies is dead. Anybody who saw my Patreon video, if you're a Patreon of mine, I made a video talking about it. I did say it was going to go lower than when it was at 6,400. I was correct, and I still believe it'll go lower than what it is now, and I'm excited. Why? Why am I excited? Because this is a fire sale for a guy like me who's a small fish trying to be a whale. I'm not a whale, but I'm trying to be one in the future. This is a fire sale. I woke up, I saw the price, bought some more. That's what I do. That's what I do. So basically, the changing sentiment right now, and this, by the way, this article is by CNBC. What the guy said is true. I mean, last year we were at 2,500, and anybody who's been following my channel, you remember I got into cryptos a little over a year ago, May the 16th. So I'm still ahead. Now, the people that are probably tearing their hair out and their teeth out are the ones that got into it in December, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, in December I did do some FOMO buying, but whew. Anyway, let's look at history. Let's look at, you know, because we got a lot of people who are ignorant to the fact. Okay, they're very ignorant about it, and then in the comments talking crap. The history of Bitcoin declines. This is very important. The 2014 decline is one of the worst declines in history, where Bitcoin lost 86% of its value from the end of 2013 all the way to 2015, early 2015. And if you look at the highs, it was at $1,141. It went down to $152. Now, some of the OGs of the cryptocurrency world who were in cryptos then or Bitcoin then, they may remember those dark times. In early 2013, it was at $259. Then it went down to $45 in a matter of days. Okay. And anybody who remembered the bull run of last year, you got to remember it was at $5,000 and it shot up to $12,000, literally within weeks. You know what I'm saying? So buy at the dip, but this is not financial advice. I'm not a guru or nothing like that. I'm simply telling you what I did and what I'm doing. I'm buying at the dip, and yeah, that's all I got to say. Hold on, this is a really good graph, and you know, this is why it's important to do your research on cryptos, because a lot of people who are scared or bugging out, you got to have a strategy in place, and you got to have a strategy in place because of your research. You got to understand what you're in it for. So for me, hey, I'm buying at the dip, and then I'm just gonna do something else. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pay attention to the market. I do think that, I don't know, I think it'll go a bit more lower, but the next bull run, whenever that's going to be, whether it's going to be 6 months from now or 2 years from now, whenever we have the next bull run, wow, that is going to, yacht party, baby, in Miami. Oh, man, I'm out. Peace.